And during the few moments that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
You're listening to The John Clayton Show on 710 ESPN Seattle and 710sports.com.
Our thanks go to Matt Nelson for running the show, Liz Matthews for producing the show and running this thing too. 866-979-ESPN, 206-421-ESPN. Washington trailing Colorado 17-10. Let's go to Commando Dave. Dave, what's going on? Why are they losing?
Oh, man, I don't know. It's not good news for us so far. Looking for them to come back in this game and win it. Right quick, John Clayton, man, let me give a shout-out to Vincent Bossel. Can't wait to be back in the Hawks Nest with you tomorrow, buddy. And while I'm giving shout-outs, John Clayton, let me give one to all the trick-or-treaters from last night. Thanks for not coming to my house. Did you have any trick-or-treaters, John Clayton?
I did not, no.
Yeah, I didn't have any candy to give away anyway. And I was just wondering, if you opened the door, if they were blown away that it's the professor of the NFL standing there bigger than life, or did they think it's some guy in a John Clayton costume?
Yeah, no, unfortunately did not have anything. Nobody came over, so... Very quiet.
John Clayton, I got to admit, as much as I profess to be the only member of the John Clayton paparazzi, always looking to break JohnClaytonDamit.com news, you're hard to follow, John Clayton. I might as well be tracking James Bond. I pretty much go off of the ESPN page, but what is your TV schedule?
It's hard to tell because, well, actually, one of the things that's going on right now is that I'm having camera problems, and so I'm getting my camera replaced. But I mean, normally it's like I'm usually on like the 5 o'clock Sports Center, usually on the 12 o'clock. But I just sit here waiting for them to call, and when they call, I'm there.
Well, there you go. No wonder. Hey, but before the NFL trade deadline, I did track you to the go-to guy in Dapper Danny show, and I heard you say that of all the 7-10ers, Jessamine McIntyre has the most trade value.
Right.
If that trade ever comes up, would you let me know?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Okay. And from trades to bad drafts, John Clayton, the only thing worse than hearing Jet Prozacking on the John Clayton show over
He's really down, by the way.
Is watching the press conference of the Jets GM preempting the NFL Network replay of the Seahawks-Panthers game. I needed to see that replay Monday morning, John Clayton. I almost called Jet and asked to borrow the green hammer he hits himself over the head with.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of getting hit over the head, John Clayton, with TV, would your head explode if the NFL schedule came out and all the games were TBA?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, because you couldn't plan anything. It would be brutal.
The Husky game, when the Husky schedule comes out, it's pretty much TBA across the board. And then the next thing you know, 1 week the Huskies are in the game at 10 p.m., and then the next week they're on playing at 10 a.m.
Yeah, it's brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Lastly, John Clayton, moving to the Raiders-Seahawks game tomorrow. Of course, the NFC West, AFC West game is far removed from the AFC West rivalry games of yesteryear between these teams. But you were there in the thick of it, John Clayton. What do you remember as either the best game, the worst game, or just the what the hell happened game in that old rivalry?
Well, I mean, you just saw so many upsets. I mean, obviously the Bo Jackson game was one that was just incredible, watching Bo run through the Boz, and it was kind of interesting. I don't know if you saw the Boz story this week.
Yeah.
And so that was an interesting era too. But I mean, it always seemed that Seattle, whether it was Steve Largent or whether it was they always seemed to have a little bit of an edge competing against the Raiders, even though the Raiders had a significantly better team. So a lot of those games were fun, and there was no doubt there was a lot of energy in it. And it just seemed like, I don't know, the Raiders always didn't play down to the Seahawks, which is stupid.
And the thing about that I remember, I grew up a Raiders fan, and then when they went to L.A., I couldn't ride with them on that, as I mentioned to you before, and that's when I became a Seahawks fan. And really, it was when the Seahawks first beat the Raiders that I think they really made their bones in the NFL, and then from there started on the path of, becoming the team that they ultimately have become.
Yeah, but I tell you what, your Huskies aren't doing too good right now. Down 20.
John Clayton, bite your tongue.
Go Huskies, sorry about that. Thanks.
Trouble, John Clayton.
All righty, 866-979-ESPN, 206-421-ESPN. Let's go to Rick in Seabrook. Hey, Rick.